Well, now to the green energy myth. You might think you're helping the planet by supporting wind power and driving a hybrid or electric car. But as Hendrik Gout reports, there can be a terrible price to pay.
Clean, green, renewable is dirty, poisonous, deadly. Because what you don't know is that making these green, eco-friendly, non-polluting, sustainable wind turbines means making this, a lake so toxic, so deadly, a vast cauldron of acids, chemicals and radioactive tailings.
It's not just wind farms and solar panels and batteries. I mean, it's a collective issue for the planet.
Nothing can live in it. No fish, no algae.
But it's a problem not only for the companies, but also for the whole of the world and mankind.
This is Baio 2, China. It's where 95% of the world's rare earths used in green wind turbines are mined and refined.
The Baotou Environmental Bureau tested our water and the result was it shouldn't be drunk by people or animals and it can't be used for irrigation.
You've probably never heard of rare earths, elements high on the periodic table with names like
Samarium, europium, gadolinium, ytterbium, dysprosium, holmium, erbium, thulium, ytterbium, lutetium.
Rare is something of a misnomer in that they are not particularly rare. They're actually very well widespread in the Earth's crust.
At Adelaide University, chemical engineer Professor Nigel Cook.
But it's only in pretty rare occurrences that you've actually got them in sufficient concentrations for them to be economic to mine.
And China has those concentrations. Rare earths produced here are used in TV screens, computers, microswitches. They make the components which make your mobile phone vibrate. And they're used by the tens of tons to generate wind power, turned into the permanent magnets for fitment into the towers. A 3 megawatt turbine uses 2 tons of rare earths. So in China,
there is an awful lot of environmental damage.
It used to look like this. It now looks like this. Local villagers fled this hell. Where 2,000 once lived, there are now 300. And every one of those has, they say, at least one family member sick.
No one cares about the people, whether they live or die, not to mention the pollution.
Rare earths are a component of energy-efficient light bulbs. You think you're saving the earth when you buy a hybrid.
I bought the Prius because it is probably one of the most environmentally sustainable cars that there is.
It's costing the earth. Each and every Toyota Prius uses 11 kilos of rare earths in its batteries. Fully electric cars much more. Sandra Kank, a former State Democrat MP and a long-time environmentalist, was shocked by the evidence.
We have to put pressure on them to make sure that they are sourcing the rare earths from somewhere where there are proper environmental control.
And Greens MP Mark Parnell agrees.
It is important to understand where things come from and how they're made.
Had you been aware of this issue before?
I hadn't heard about what had been happening in China, but it doesn't surprise me because it's not a country that has had high environmental standards. Just like there's lots of goods that we buy where when we discover that they're made with child labour or with slave labour, we're horrified.